What's up, YouTube? Angry Jackalope. So I watched Thor with the family last night, and I have two reviews on it. On the one hand, if you didn't know shit about comics, but you've only know about Thor just from the Thor movies and the Marvel movies and that, it was great. It was out fucking standing. 2 thumbs up. Now, if you happen to be a comic book nerd like myself, and you watched, I mean not watched, and you read the whole Planet Hulk series, then this movie really fucking pisses you off, because it's an opportunity for Hulk that was completely fucking ruined, because you can't go back there now to that story arc. So instead of having a really cool Hulk set of movies that was probably one of Marvel's most epic storyline, going from Planet Hulk to, oh, what was the other one? I forgot what the arc was called, where Hulk ends up coming back to Earth and just fucks shit up. Just to catch you up, in the comic books, Planet Hulk ended up on Sakaar, and he was vulnerable. He could actually die on that planet, because everything on that planet was just about as strong as he fucking was. So a lot of the gladiators that you end up seeing inside of Thor were part of his war band. You know, the group that he came up, he created a resistance, and ended up hooking up and marrying a woman and ruling that planet, and she ended up pregnant and then dying. And so it was a really epically savage storyline. But because they just hodgepodge through that shit inside the Thor movie, it's never going to happen. We're not going to ever see it. So that's a little unfortunate. But the plus side, if you're not, you know, versed in the comic book universe or anything else, and you just watch this movie, it was entertaining. It was funny. I think on some cases maybe a little too funny, but it really endeared itself. I think, like, my kids watched it, my wife watched it, everybody enjoyed it. They really loved it. A little bit of fun part, the Rock dude, that's actually the director. The director did the voices for that. So there's a lot of funny scenes with him. And it's funny to see the director get in. You know what I mean? Get down and get inside the show and whatnot. Stan Lee did his obligatory appearance. There are 2 end credit scenes, and mid credits kind of continue the story arc into the whole Infinity Wars Double Avengers event that all of this has been leading up to, with the big bad guy Thanos, which I'm super excited for, and I really hope they don't fuck that up. So that being said, you know, Angry Jackalope proved hands down. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I did think Hela was a little flat as far as a bad guy. She really, the fighting scenes and stuff was epic. Like, she was badass, no doubt about it. Just when she talked, I kind of was like, eh. Well, I was like, okay, whatever. Stereotypical, super villainous, wants to control and rule everything. And I was like, okay, whatever, you know. One thing, Karl Urban, he, oh, what was the character he played? It was the bald-headed executioner. But he actually, in the comics, was usually seen alongside the Enchantress. And it's funny that they went ahead and did Ragnarok, but missed all these opportunities for stuff like Beta Ray Bill, the Enchantress. I mean, the whole Ragnarok, you know, that's just wow. I was kind of like, holy shit, they kind of rushed that whole arc with Thor. The other thing that was a little bit continuity-wise that I kind of had problems with was the whole Jane thing with Natalie Portman. They didn't, you know, the way they described that whole, that kind of sucked. You know, for kind of like, eh, that's okay, whatever. But where this movie really made up for a lot of the continuity things and things of that nature was the humor. And you could tell the actors were having a great time, and it showed in their performance. So I gotta say, for the new director that came in and did it, good job. You know, he definitely brought a directing style to it that allowed for a lot of ad-libs, and I would not be surprised if there's a part later where Thor is describing early interactions between him and Loki, if that sequence was completely ad-libbed, because it felt very organic, natural, fun, and it rolled really well. So I have a sneaky suspicion when this comes out in DVD, there will probably be hours and hours of gag reels. I cannot see this movie not having just a ton of gag reels available after the fact. So anyway, I liked it, and this is not one of those type of situations where I have to convince you to go watch it. Most people are going to go watch it. It's doing phenomenal. I think it had an opening weekend 120 million, which set some records. Marvel movies in the past have done similar types of figures, but Thor Ragnarok is definitely doing very, very well. So that's it. Alright guys, if you like it, please subscribe. Tell your friends far and wide. Until next time, motherfuckers, please be good to each other, good to yourself. Go out, live life, have some adventures, go watch a fucking movie, have fun. Alright guys.